Xin kính chào tất cả quý vị. Hôm nay chúng tôi có dịp đến Aviation Experience. Đó là một cái địa điểm để người ta đến tập lái máy bay thử trong cuộc đời. Và ở đây có những loại máy bay A380 hay là B777, Boeing 777. Và hôm nay chúng tôi hân hạnh được đón tiếp anh Tony. This is Tony. And anh sẽ hướng dẫn chúng ta đi một vòng tham quan cái khu vực Aviation Experience này. Sau đó thì chúng ta có thể có cơ hội để lái thử chiếc máy bay này. Và bây giờ chúng ta bắt đầu đi vào hành trình khám phá lái thử máy bay một lần trong cuộc đời ở cái khu phức hợp của Emirates Airline Cable này. Hi Tony, I'm very glad to see you here, and I'm very glad to come here today and set this video, set the report to our audience from Before You Knew. So glad to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. Can you please tell me something about the construction, like the history and how it's built and how long and some services you have? Yes.
Yeah, excellent. So basically with the Emirates Aviation Experience, we've been open and operational for the past 6 years.
Yes.
So what we found is we've got direct links with the airline. The design and construction of the exhibition started off with a company called Pulse. So they basically put into place an idea to put in an aircraft nose, an aircraft engine section, just to educate and enlighten people on how aviation works, basically.
Okay. That's wonderful.
Yeah, what's then come about is Pulse has then subcontracted a separate company. They basically set up a separate company known as a Calico, and they basically put together the operation of sites. They put in the staff infrastructure, they put in events, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So what you find is that, you know, the running of site, where we get our stock in, our shop stock in from Emirates, that's all overseen by a Calico.
Oh, nice. That's great. Yeah. Okay, so we can go and have a look, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the aviation exhibition. Okay. Now with the engine, the Trent 900, this is a real example, a real setup of a Trent 900 engine. It's off of one of the first Airbus A380s.
Yeah.
You've got all of the inner working parts there. Okay. Some bits like the compressor fan, the turbine at the back, the combustion chamber. And one of the sort of educational sort of setups we've got in this corner of the exhibition is an engine X-ray. So basically you have all of the combustion process mapped out on an X-ray of the engine, and it goes through all the different stages from front to back on how air is sucked in, mixed with fuel, combusted, and then the exhaust gases and the force of the exhaust gases push the engine and aircraft along. Okay. So, if you'd like to sort of step through, and we can see just sort of the details of the engine, the inner sort of insides of it there, and just take note that the sort of the grey space around the engine actually represents the bypass sort of cavity of the engine where air flows from front to back, and just the sheer size of this machine. I mean, the engine itself, just alone, this particular example, weighs 6 tons, so it's a very heavy, substantial part of the aircraft.
So it is the real engine?
Yes, yeah.
Exactly the same engine in the fly?
Yeah, yes.
Fantastic.
So it was lent to us by Rolls-Royce, I would say about 4 years ago, and installed into the exhibition. Whereas before we used to have like a Lego engine as a centerpiece to this area, we opted to upgrade it to an actual real example of the Trent 900. And this is still, by today's standards, one of the biggest, widest and most efficient engines in the industry. So
now Bây giờ chúng ta bắt đầu vào cuộc hành trình lái máy bay thử nghiệm thực tế ở tại ngay Aviation Experience-London.
Excellent. Okay, so let's do a take-off and run.
And the time of day. Now select the weather.
Seats to get a bit closer. That's the lever just on the back there.
This one?
Just lift that up, that's it. And then you can grab the dashboard in front of you to pull yourself in.
Okay.
Two things at the same time, really. That's it. Just help you see.
Oh,
There
right,
you go.
yeah.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
Okay, so let's just do a couple of little checks. There we go. Okay, so with the takeoff, basically, you know, the pilots run through a standard set of checks really to make sure the aircraft is ready to depart, and that can include, you know, some obvious things like if the landing gear is down, if the flaps are set, okay, and then once the aircraft is ready to go, we just apply some thrust.
Okay.
And again, we just check that the aircraft is, the engine's nice and healthy and ready for takeoff. We just increase our thrust slightly, and then up to takeoff thrust. So as you can see, there's visuals that we've got out ahead. They model the takeoff quite well there.
Okay.
Build up in speed as we go down that runway.
We are pilots now. Oh my God.
Okay, so steering with my feet as well on the pedals slightly, just to make sure we go reasonably straight down that runway. Okay, and then we reach rotation speed, and with my left hand, I'm just pulling back slightly.
Take off
on the side stick.
Oh my God. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so just getting our maximum angle of climb up to about 15 degrees or just below. I'm now going to bring the landing gear up as we're climbing.
Very true feeling. Cảm giác rất là thực tế.
Okay, so you can see, you know, sort of the visuals, the way everything moves and the way it's modelled is quite realistic. You get a real sense that the aircraft is turning and changing speed and height. Okay, and then probably it all works in real time. So with the motions that we go through with the visuals, it ties in with the instruments as well. So this all moves in real time. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll opt to go for one of the more exciting parts of the flight, which is the landing. Okay, so I'm now going to set us up. Okay, so in terms of the landing, coming back down to the ground, there's two ways in which a pilot can do it basically. Okay, the more basic way that we try and teach our customers, for anybody who's never flown a plane, is to do it visually by looking outside.
Oh, really?
And if you can spot the runway, it's just over there on the left. So,
okay,
gonna just bring us gently round towards it. And what we tend to teach our customers really is to use an aiming point, even on their dashboard or on their windscreen, to get the runway lined up with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, the more advanced way that we can teach customers is to use the instruments to land. And that's done through what we call the ILS, the localizer, which is down here, and the glide slope. Okay. And the idea is to get the two pink indicators that are there in the centre of your display. Okay, so just getting that sorted out now.
It looks like playing game.
Yeah. There we go. So got the correct height there on the glide slope.
Very interesting. Thật là thú vị, một trải nghiệm rất thú vị quý vị.
The landing gear I've just checked down, so that's already down, and I'll just maximise the drag that we're getting from the flaps to slow us down on the approach. Coming in to land at Heathrow, runway 27 left. Southerly runway. You know, even the accuracy of the terminals is correct. So you've got Terminal 5 in the distance there, a kilometre wide, and you've got Terminal 4, cargo terminal, and Terminals 1, 2 and 3 just there.
Oh. So at the moment, London Heathrow has two runways.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so This is runway, the northerly runway, 27 right, and we're landing on 27 left, the southerly runway. Each about 3 kilometers long.
Oh.
So quite a long runway, yeah.
International standard.
Yeah. Even the approach lights on the left of the runway there tie into our approach. So if I'm too low, those are mostly red. If I'm too high, they're mostly white. Yeah. A bit high at the moment. Just get myself down a little bit more.
How high it is now?
180 feet above the ground. Yep, 123 feet.
Okay, wonderful. Landing.
And then just a flare at the end, just to transfer some of that speed to a gentle landing. There we go, we're down.
Landing now.
Thrust reversers on, speed brake on, and just steer my feet again. Keep ourselves in the centre of the runway.
Very shifty landing.
Yeah, and that's it. Nice safe landing at Heathrow.
Yeah, very fantastic. Very fantastic.
And yeah, we can just let the passengers disembark, get the baggage off, and get ready for a return flight back to Dubai, I guess.
Chúng ta đã thực hiện xong một cuộc hành trình bay từ London. Là thú vị để có một cuộc trải nghiệm thực tế ở cái chuyến bay A380 và tất cả những thông tin thú vị mà chúng ta rất khó để có thể biết được, vì đây là khu vực rất là đặc biệt dành cho phi công. Chính vì thế mà hiếm khi chúng ta có cơ hội để nhìn thấy trong cái khu vực này. Tuy nhiên là nếu quý vị chúng ta có điều kiện hãy đến Aviation Experience ở London để chúng ta khám phá tường tận hơn và hiểu rõ hơn về cơ chế hoạt động của các phi công cũng như là những chuyến bay mà chúng ta vẫn thường sử dụng. Như vậy là chúng ta đã tham quan xong cũng như là trải nghiệm xong về cuộc hành trình khám phá Boeing 777 và Airbus 380 Aviation Experience nhờ sự giúp đỡ và hướng dẫn rất là tận tình của anh Tony ở đây. Thank you very much, Tony, for your guide today.
No worries.
And very interesting to hear new information, many information you give us. Once again, thank you so much and have a nice day and good luck for your business.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, the fantastic thing about working in a location like the Aviation Experience is we're very sort of close, obviously, to central London. So, really sort of good transport links. You've got the underground just around the corner, the riverboat service that literally runs to our doorstep on the river, just a few hundred yards that way. You've got, taxis, buses, lots of things to choose from to get yourself into London within half an hour. So, what we're looking for is to get a lot of people through, both visitors from around the UK and also abroad, into our exhibition. Just to get, to try and find out something they didn't already know about aircraft, how they're used, how aircraft are used at the airport, how they're used in the air, and to have a go at our simulators, to sort of test their skills as a pilot taking off and landing.
Thank you so much. Anyway, thank you so much.
No worries.
And hope to talk to you next time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome back to have a go on our simulators.
Of course.
Test your skills as a pilot.
Yeah, of course. And we hope our client, our audience have look and understand what your information provided. And then if you have time, try to come to London and of course come here in North London to visit and get your experience about aviation experience in London. The only one in London.
Yes.
In UK as well.
Yes.
Và bây giờ xin chào và hẹn gặp lại. And now say goodbye and see you for next video.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.